Welcome back to the Panthers Perspective. On today's episode, we will have Ms. Helgerman and Andreas Granados talking about FAFSA and college career advice.
Hello, my name is Andreas. I am with Ms.
My name is Mrs. Helgerman, and I am the College and Career Advisor at Aransas Pass High School. This year I am working with class of 2025, an amazing class, very determined, resilient, and are just ready to do whatever I ask them to do.
Okay, Miss. What is your role in this high school? What do you do?
My main role is to assist and guide students to either apply for a college, a trade school, or go into the workforce field.
See. All right. So tell us more about FAFSA.
So FAFSA, it's financial assistance for student aid. This is a requirement mandated by Texas. This is a third year that it's a requirement in order for you to graduate. What is FAFSA? It's a Pell Grant. What is a Pell Grant? It is money that is given to the students that they don't pay back.
All right.
But FAFSA also has loans, all right? And there's three types of loans. There's your subsidized loan, which is the one you really want to get because the interest does not accrue until you graduate. Unsubsidized loan, that loan that the student acquires when he fills out his FAFSA, if he doesn't qualify for the Pell Grant, that loan, unfortunately, they get $1,000 and interest start accruing from the moment they give it to you. Mm-hmm. So it's very smart for the student to start making payments on the loans as they're in school. And the third one is the Parent Plus. That's one of the best loans. But the parent, of course, if the student fails to pay, the parent is the one responsible for making payments on those loans, on the Parent Plus.
Is it a requirement to graduate? Is it a requirement to do FAFSA to graduate, Miss?
Yes, it is. It is a requirement to graduate. Like I said, it's a third year. Texas in 2021, they made it mandatory for all students that are seniors and are graduating, they must complete a FAFSA.
Do I need FAFSA to go to college?
No, you actually don't. No. But this is where you need to take in consideration that if you don't apply for FAFSA, you have to have money to pay your college because then you're not going to qualify for Pell Grants, you're not going to qualify for any type of assistance that the college gives you because once you apply for FAFSA, it goes to the university and then the university is the one that has the funds. Right. So those funds, that's why we encourage students to apply as soon as possible to all the universities because that way you will get the opportunity to qualify for other financial assistance that the university gives out to the students.
All right. So what happens if a student does not complete FAFSA? So what would happen if they don't do it?
It's the same, like you're going to go to college, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you already did your FAFSA. Let's say you didn't do FAFSA. So you graduate, you go to UTRGV. That's one of the schools that you have mentioned to me. So you go there and then the admissions, they take you, they start filling out paperwork, and they see that you didn't apply for FAFSA. So you either have to be rich and pay out of pocket, or because you can't get a loan. And then, like I said, the university has different scholarships. They have another type of assistance, which is a Texas grant that a lot of students qualify, and we're talking about $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, depending on the funds that each university has allocated for the 2025. So bottom line, if you're rich, you don't need to do FAFSA because you can pay it off.
Yeah. So another question I have. So do you have to complete FAFSA if you want to go to a college out of state, like somewhere else?
FAFSA is all over the United States. What the government is trying to do is have all students apply for FAFSA because there's funds there that we're talking about millions of dollars that are not used. They're not utilized because students are not aware. The mentality that the majority of students and parents have is, I don't want to do FAFSA because I make too much money. This is just an example.
Yeah.
But they're not taking in consideration, that's a myth, because a lot of parents that are in the high bracket where they make a lot of money and they don't qualify for FAFSA, the university has other resources. Grants, the Texas grant is one of them. in other states, I'm not familiar with what they offer, but all the universities have different funds allocated to them by the government. And that's why it's important that you do FAFSA. When you don't, then you don't qualify. You just don't qualify for any type of assistance. Like I said, you would have to pay out of pocket.
But there are no other programs that can help with student aids?
Yes, there are, but it depends on each university.
Okay.
So for me, it's kind of, well, not impossible, but it's very challenging for me to know what each university is offering. So the smartest way to go is when you apply to a university, immediately email, call admissions, and log onto their website and look for scholarships. That's another way. That's a great resource that students are not taking advantage of. And there's millions and millions of dollars available that are just lost.
That's another question I was going to ask. How do you get scholarships? Like, other websites, anything to get scholarships?
So the safest way to do this, you have to take in consideration that nowadays there's a lot of scams, and that's where I'm scared, and I worry about my students, because you get links and they're scams, and you log onto it and it's not realistic. So the safest route to take is, one, apply for our local scholarships. You go to the website on Aransas Pass and you have all your local scholarships. In January, we're going to update our website, and then students can log on and print and apply for the local scholarships. Plus, on Aransas Pass, if you go on the website, on the bottom portion after the local scholarships, you will see, I don't know, there's numerous. I really haven't looked into detail, but there's more than 50 scholarships available, which are safe links that you can click on it and then read, and mainly it's about reading and doing research. So take scholarships as a part-time job. If you work, we'll take it as a second part-time job, because in reality, that's how you need to take advantage as a senior to start applying. You can start in junior year, but they're very limited, those scholarships available for juniors that are going to be seniors. Mainly it's seniors, they focus on the seniors.
Can seniors apply as many scholarships, or is it like a limit?
No,
to
there's
how many
no limit. The sky is the limit. You can go and apply for, as long as what is important is when you're logging onto the link for the scholarships, what you need to do is read. And the majority of us, and I include myself, we don't like to read. You know, we just like, here, miss, like, I get that a lot, that you all give me the phone, you know, read it. And I'm like, no, you need to read it.
Yes.
Because some scholarships will not apply to you. There's scholarships for athletics, there's scholarships for Latino women, there's scholarships for even, there's one scholarship, but I can't recall what it's called, that you, just by you signing up and you go, you stand in the podium and you do like you do public speaking, you get money for that. I had a student that got $1,000 just for doing that, because that student was the only one that had the courage to sign up, and all they did is stand up in the public, and they got $1,000.
So do you have like gifts, anything, perks, like if they do the FAFSA, anything?
Oh, absolutely. So the grant, my grant, I'm very blessed, because this company, what we do is we get about, last year I want to say I got about 30 or 40 prizes. And so the incentive to the students, once they complete and submit FAFSA, they can, I raffle them, because I don't have a prize for all students. I wish I could give each student a laptop, or, you know, iPad Generation 9. Those are some prizes that we gave last year. The what do you guys call them? Those earpods?
The AirPods.
AirPods. The AirPods. And there's a brand that you all like. What is it? Is it Sony or Apple? Apple. So we gave 2 of those last year, digital speakers. And then my husband loves to bake, so we'll make treats for you all. As an incentive, you can go and enjoy some delicious cookies and variety of snacks. I mean, I give you tickets and you go and get snacks. So that's just an incentive internal. But outside of our school, I don't know what incentives other schools are using to kind of encourage and instill that desire to complete the FAFSA, other than that it's a requirement. So I try not to bring that up, that it is a requirement. I try to kind of make it fun for the students. So I ask, I don't demand. So that gives me a really good outcome from y'all.
All right. Is there like a deadline that everybody has to complete, like seniors? Like, you want like a certain date that you set?
Well, for Aransas Pass, my goal like you've heard, in the past we've completed FAFSA at 100%, class of 2023 100%. Last year it was 99%. So we win for the students. You all get a cone ice and a pizza party at the end of the year. So my goal is for December, before you go on break. I don't know how you're going to do it, but I expect 100% FAFSA by then.
Are you competition against other schools, or is it just?
Yes, we are competing against 14 other rural communities here in the coastal Bend area. That's what it is. And we also, I used as an incentive, and the first senior that completed FAFSA without my help, because I did help other students, but I did not count those as the first ones to complete FAFSA. I had Miss Odyssey Sanchez. She was the first senior. Actually, she followed instructions because there were other students that did complete, but she followed instructions to the T, so she will be able to select a prize. Once I get, in January, they're going to deliver them, and then I'll allow for her and another senior to select a prize because they were my first ones to complete FAFSA. So I love to give stuff away. It makes me happy.
Miss, what is TASFA?
So we have students that do not have Social Security numbers. So those students are the ones that need to complete. It's just like FAFSA, but it's a form. You can either go online and fill it out, but they're not going to request a Social Security number from the student. So the United States of America is a great, great country because it's allowing immigrants who come to the United States to also if they qualify, to get that assistance, which is it's financial aid as well, and grants that they would qualify for, being an immigrant student that lacks a Social Security number. And it's very similar, the questions. It's probably a lot more easier than FAFSA because they don't go into a lot of more details when you're filling your online form in FAFSA. And keep in mind, for those that do the FAFSA, how long did it take you to do it?
A day.
FAFSA.
A day. Pretty easy questions.
Pretty easy questions, right? So this year is the second year that the FAFSA is the new and improved FAFSA, which prior to these 2 years, the FAFSA had about 100 questions. So you all got the best, the crop of the crop. Because
it was faster.
Yes. You should take only no more than 5 to 10 minutes, and then the parent has to come in and do their portion. 5 to 10 minutes if you go slowly, don't go click crazy, and just make sure you read, because see, that's the secret. You have to read.
So we have more things to talk about, like social media squad.
Social media squad, this is the first year that we do social media squad. In the past, what I've had was a FAFSA squad. And this year, again, I reiterate that I am impressed with this class. I really am.
Yes, ma'am.
Because a lot of times what you're told is not true. I mean, the feedback is great. This class, I'm impressed because the majority knows their Social Security number. They remember it, and if they don't, they'll call the parent and immediately. So those are good things that are happening with this class, that you guys respond. You listen and you respond. So the social media squad, we did it a little bit different this year, and it's a large group. It's about 10 students, and they have been very, very supportive as far as advertising, word of mouth, going and telling the students, you need to do this, this, and this, and taking pictures, because a lot of times when we take college trips, I get busy and I forget to take a picture. So we've had a lot of pictures, and all of this assists my grant, in order for it to be successful, and that they allow me to continue to be here at the high school. It's important to increase our numbers, which in our case we don't increase, we sustain. Today I had a meeting and I was bragging about my social media squad, and I was bragging about my class, and I was bragging about that we already have so many students, over 20 students that have completed FAFSA. So the social media squad is somebody I can lean on, and I know that when I ask them to do something, they do complete it.
Are you gonna give it to the next seniors, or do you have something planned for next seniors?
Yes,
or the upcoming
because
seniors?
As a matter of fact, like I said, my social media squad, I love it because they have great ideas, and I love to pick your alt-brain because you're young. So I'm older, so a lot of times my ideas are not cool. But the students, one of the ideas that they came up with is that to pass the torch.
Yes.
So that's one of responsibilities that they acquired. So as we get closer to the end of the school year, they will let me know who they think they would like to pass the torch to for the juniors. That will be seniors, will be class of 2026. But it's an amazing group, and overall, like this podcast, it's just something amazing that class of 2025 did this,
It's getting bigger from now.
Yes. So I really have a lot of, not hope, but I have a lot of faith in this class. I really do. Like I said, I'm impressed, and I continue. You guys amaze me with different actions or how you act. It's really, really nice. You guys won the cheer for the
Seniors.
the senior, right?
Senior.
I was very proud of you all because you guys were very quiet last year, and then you came out. And it's all about team effort, so you guys are heading in the right direction. I want you all to win. I'm very competitive, and I want you guys to win. This would be our third year, and so far we're winning. At the meeting, we're still leading. So I need your support. Parents, please do your part. Students, do your part on FAFSA so we can complete this at 100% by December the 17th. I'm very, very competitive. So, and I know you guys are too, and I know we're going to win again this year.
Yeah, we are.
Okay. But thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you, guys.
Truly enjoyed being with you, Mr. Andres.
You too,
Granados.
Thank you, Miss.
And thank you to the team of this podcast. I mean, you're doing excellent.
Yes.